Welcome back to Dial Twang. I'm Dave. So we got a little bit of a laid-back groove today. We've been doing a lot of rockers lately and had a lot of fun. Had some people send me some links to some of their own pages and a couple audio files of people jamming over these practice loops, and looked like they were using some of the skills from this channel and just other you know great playing that of their own. And I just really enjoyed seeing those and collaborating with you all on that. So if you do remember it, if you don't, it's not a huge deal. But if you can remember, when you post something like that, try to put Dial Twang in the description or somewhere in there so that it just kind of tags it like that, right? Again, not a huge deal. I'm really glad that you're using this stuff and having fun with it. So today we got this thing. It's in C, and it's C, E7, then we're going A minor, kind of a walk down that G in the bass of the A minor, not really changing it to G, and then F, and then C, G, F. Hold that on out. So you got that R&B change there, right? That C to that. We're in C major here. And C major scale and C major pentatonic are the main scales that were used in that intro. But of course, if you do just a straight up, major key analysis for C, you're going to have C, the 2 chord's going to be D minor, the 3 chord's going to be E minor. We're using a dominant 7 chord there, so it's a little different, but your C stuff still fits in, right? There's some interesting theory that could be, explored around that, but I'll leave that for the comments and the questions. The C is going to work. And then in addition to kind of warming up and just using those scales in the way that you're already familiar with, or if you're just kind of getting started with those, that's fine too. But then I just want to show you a couple position things about these double stops and kind of hammering on with other notes in the chord and making harmony. I think that sort of stuff just sounds so rich, and that texture and that thickness that adds to this style. And then just a couple little ideas about moving into around in different positions. Well, that's the game plan. So let's start with this. Let's test this, warm up. Let's warm up a little bit on this C major scale, just the do, re, mi for C, and C major pentatonic. This is a little bit longer pattern in the loop, but you can still start, major pentatonic. Okay, and then some C major stuff. Then I also, kind of hung out on, used some forms that were kind of triads of that G and that F at times, the second time around, right? So if you really look at that intro again after what I'm about to show you, hopefully it'll kind of demystify some of that. And you're like, yeah, wow, it's going to take me all day to copy these licks. Don't worry about that. This is the part. This is the good stuff that you want to know right here, what I'm about to show you. So, however you make your root 5 major chord, whether you use that fingering or that fingering, just that basic shape for a major bar chord rooted on the 5th string. take that index finger and just replace those three notes. Okay? And you see, I'm even, kind of put my little vibrato on there or whatever. You just kind of, you hold something kind of flat like that. That's okay. Not flat tune-wise, flat just sort of dynamically, right? But you remember, you can vibe up your triads just like you do a single note. Don't stress over that. But if you see me doing that, I very rarely just let something kind of sit there with no embellishment, right? So, and you really want to work out on this. I'm going to give you a real simple program for getting into this. Now, this one, you see that all the time. That's in a lot of riffs and a lot of songs, right? The one that, don't be scared to keep going up those strings, and especially to this one. This is the one I see getting left out a lot in a lot of teachings and improvisations, but you hear it a lot in that 60s R&B guitar style. That is nasty. Now, let's, this is going to work, and to some extent across the board with this progression, but certainly with when we've got a C, and at the beginning of the that's going down. It's getting ready to start over here. Right? But this, and what I did right there is I wasn't pre-conjuring any of that. I was just playing it over any chords that came down the pike, and that's what I encourage you to do. Just almost think of it as this is what you're doing, and the chords are moving behind you, right? You're not chasing the chords. And really let your ear get used to hearing all those different. Some of them sound a little dissonant, right? They're hip, They're not all. It's not always just the triad and just the note, the root and the fifth. You're going to get some, especially this one. Some dirty stuff right there that sounds really good. Then you can kind of, you're already in this position. Right away, you can mix in some pretty simple note sequences for that C major pentatonic. With that, and you're halfway there. I mean, that's enough just right there to really put together a good solo. Got caught up in that G and F again. Here we go from the top. Okay, so it went up there for a second, right? That's a good one to pick up. You also do. That's a great little place to hammer, because you're hammering onto the third of that C. Sort of like, same notes as there, but this is really handy. Okay, let's slow that one way down. Now that little chain of riffs, you need that in your R&B rock guitar life. Okay, don't worry about, go ahead and, if you can, copy that just like I did it, but don't stick to it just like that, right? After you get that down, do it every which way. And that's just a really good basic skill right there. And here's what that, and then I'll play it pretty straight, and then I'll kind of loosen it up and mix it in with some other pentatonic stuff and some blues feel stuff and some single note stuff, and see if we don't start getting in a good groove here. Okay, that's where we're basically leaving it today with, the riffs, because you need to do some exploring with this, but you want that really solid mechanical. You want to be able to really stay in this little pocket right here. Oh, well, you do that, you just keep going. Next time around, you ace it, right? That's what practicing's all about. So, I'm going to do a follow up to this one. We're going to go up and we're going to talk about, changing positions a little bit or whatever. But I'm going to leave it right there for today, because that's important to really get comfortable in that basic zone right there. And you'll notice that, and one thing that I will give you a little preview of in the next video, we'll be targeting like the tones in that E7 a little bit more. We might have to wait for it to come around here. Because there's some really juicy stuff that you can specifically target in there. Okay, so you get the idea. That's an instance where you can really go after specific chord tones. All right, and I did some of that in that intro. So if you're kind of thinking, oh man, that's the good stuff. Show me the good stuff. We're gonna do that. Do yourself a favor. Really work out on this. Okay, come back in a couple days, look for that next one, have some more fun. Thank you. Take it easy.